Sorry, J9. It's gonna be a favorite song. I see him looking at my woman. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. No. Yeah, she bad, ain't she? Why would I wanna keep her to myself? I know you mad, ain't you? Cause she only want me and no one else. I tell her put her heels on, so she can show off them legs. But even with her clothes on, she turn head. I see him looking at my woman. Yeah, yeah. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. No. Bad bitches, put your hand up. Hands up. I need to see you. Twerk it for a real nigga. If your nails done, then you weak. Never be raggedy, how you finding the vanity max. Honey with everything, know me rocking them shaggedy bags. PDA, never shame when I kiss her. Step back like, look at that frame on that picture. With your bad ass. This ain't like no glad ass. Pretty face with a fat ass. In her dress, straight from badass. Finna see. Who she going home with? You finna see, nigga. What? If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. I don't want that girl. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. Nah.
Hey!
Baby, then there's something wrong with me.
Let's get it! Short show, I gotta go. Short show, I'm packed. Yo. What's good? Yo, welcome to Wyatt-Live, the 5 p.m. drive home show. As you can see, I'm packed and ready to go, damn it. But I said, let's go in and do a short show real fast. Let's do it. I got to get to the airport. If you're not on the video screen and if you don't see me, I'm packed and jacked and ready to go. Got my bag on my hip. I'm ready to fly. I'm going to the airport, but let's get this quick one in real fast. I know it's not going to be that many people. It's Friday. Never is on Friday. But that's cool. I'm here. Few of us are here. Let's make it happen. Good evening. Welcome to the Wyatt-Live 5 p.m. drive home show. If you're here with me, say yeah. All few two of you. Yo, it's Friday, so we're going to have a little fun today. I promise you. I promise you. I don't have much to say today, but I thought I would come in. I thought I would come in and say what's up to everybody. I'm about to exit Cincinnati. Y'all know what I'm doing. But I thought I would come in and pay my respects and say what's up to everybody and say, hey, say, hey. So look, it's Freestyle Friday. So can we get about 45 minutes in? Can we get 45 minutes in of something strong? Talk about the week in review, a few other things, couple little new things that came up. Can we get a short conversation in before I get up out of here? Can we do that? All I can say to you haters is this. Who the hell they? Who the hell they? Who they? Now that deserves a thumb up, smiley face, heart, or whatever you can put up on the screen. That deserves it. That deserves it. You got haters talking about the Bengals this, the Bengals that. The bottom line is they won. You know, a true hater would say some dumb shit like, man, they was getting their ass kicked in the first half. Well, that's why they play 4 quarters. They don't play 2 quarters and then say at the halftime, man, fuck this game. I ain't going back out there. Forget it. That ain't how football work, and that's not how professional, that's not even how competitors work. Who at that level quits? If they quit, they have no business out there. They know quitter mentalities. Them guys is playing for checks. Them days gone. It's a few, I guess, that still play for a check. But yeah, we lost the first quarter, the second quarter. But does that define the game? It shows a lot, to be honest with you. It tells me more about, I would rather dominate the third and fourth quarter and get a W than to look sharp in the first quarter, second quarter, look like you gonna win some shit, and then a team come back on you like the Bengals did in the third and fourth quarter, end up getting better during the game, rejuvenated on a short week, injuries, we had injury bugs, Bates, none of them guys played, Higgins didn't play. You know, I would rather look bad in the first and second quarter and come back and look amazing in the third and fourth in any game. The second half defines the game anyway. I'm going to say this. I'm not going to try to be a sports analyst and no shit like that, but I'm going to say this for my people. I know that I know for a fact that the head coach, Urban Myers, will not get criticized for that bad play call right before the halftime. What was it, a minute left, a minute and a half left or something like that? And he went for it at the 1 yard line against the Bengals? That was not a gutsy play call. That was a dumbass play call. It was a dumbass play call. And I told my crew, I said, when the Bengals stopped them, I jumped up and down just like everybody else, like, yeah. But what I said, Urban Myers might regret passing up on those 3 points. Everybody was like, oh, he tripping. Shit, I would have went for it too. These football people. Yeah. Urban Myers, I know you're a pro now, and I know you've won a lot of shit on the road and at home and college football and all that. I know you've won a lot everywhere you've gone, bro. But let me just give you a piece of couch potato Monday morning quarterbacking dude advice. In the NFL, my friend, when you on the road, you take the points. Anytime you got an opportunity to score, you take the points. That makes it more difficult for the other team. And it could have took some morale out. You shift that whole energy around, Urban Myers. And we thank you for that in the jungle. We thank you for that. Great bad call. Big ups to the defense. Wilson, number 55, that young brother, hey, he can ball. He can ball. We still got some problems on the ends with our cornerbacks not being able to tackle too well. It's usually the inner corners, those nickel corners. Woo! I tell you. And that's just going to be an issue we're going to have. But you can't have that issue next Sunday against a Brett Favre. Oh, they're going to torch it. They're going to use their tight end and they're going to use their running backs coming out the backfield, catching passes. The Bengals will be in trouble if the DBs can't cover past 10 yards. They have a problem with up-close jamming. I don't know what it is. And then the tackling is bad. But outside of that, hey, everything else is rolling. We had backup safeties in there. Everything looked good. You got pressure in the second half on the quarterback. That was great. Who dey? That's all you need. That front line has to do that job. Cornerbacks, I don't care who you are, unless you Deion Sanders, you cannot cover a wide receiver for 7 seconds, 6 seconds. That's impossible. So you have to be able to depend on your front line to add pressure to them. Once you add the pressure, that makes that quarterback think about doing something. He can't make that many reads. You get 1 read, 2 reads, and it's over. Third read, when a quarterback can knock down to a third read, your front line is trash. They not doing anything. Then you can't call them relevant. But what's good? Look, I got about 45 minutes. Let's get one in. Who want to get one in? Who want to get one in? Let me tell you what I did. I haven't listened to talk radio today. I tuned into the real early show because I've been a little busy today, but I couldn't even watch it very long. Okay, I couldn't watch it very long, and I didn't even care for the topic, to be honest with you. I don't even remember what the topic was. So I zoned out. I was busy today. But hold on 1 second. Since we coming in early, let me take a call. Let's take a call so we can get something going. Hey, good evening. This is Wyatt-Live. Who am I speaking with?
To the Black Not Democrat. That's right. It's me, Drop Squad 52, calling from the West Coast. What's up, Wyatt-Live?
What's good, Drop? What's happening with you, brother?
Oh, nothing, man. I just tuned in, and I hear you're going to have a short show.
Yeah.
I just heard you mention something about local radio.
I did.
Well,
I
Mr.
did.
Wyatt-Live.
What's happening?
This morning, I called in to the Nathan Ivey show.
Okay.
And a lot of people in your chat, they know who I am. They know who I am.
Okay.
And I called in this morning, and I mentioned that I get some hate from time to time in the chop shop because I am black and I am not a Democrat.
Okay.
Which I was explaining to the host, Mr. Nathan Ivey,
Okay.
that I get a lot of hate because I have a different opinion. So Nate replied that no, they don't hate you. So me and him started going back and forth. So I said, Mr. Ivey, why you want to radio jump me? That's a term that we use for basically fighting on the radio. Because you never take this shit, you never take this stuff beyond chat rooms and stuff like that.
Okay.
So anyway, somebody that we both know, Mr. Ivey, in the chop shop while I was on talking, they commented when I told Nate that I got radio jumped.
Okay.
And let me read you the quote from this man, and his name is Glenn from Mason.
Okay.
He
I'm familiar
said,
with him. I'm familiar.
Oh, Drop complaining about getting radio jumped. He's soft, just like Wyatt-Live. And I'm like, whoa, Mr. Wyatt, you are on his mind, sir.
Why?
I think
Why?
because Wyatt-Live and the Black Not Democrat did a collaboration on my podcast that was entitled Black on Black Crime. And I think Glenn from Mason heard us chop it up. And I think there's a little jealousy. So anyway, before I ask, what you think about this, I want to play something for you that I posted on Twitter. And I know Wyatt-Live is on Twitter.
Well, let me say this to you real fast. I'm watching the chat on my screen here, and my sandbox. One of the young ladies that's a really good friend of mine. Her name is Crystal Wilwright. She just said, "Yes, I know who you are," meaning you. I was listening this morning, and she also said, "I heard it all," with a smiley face. So I guess I've been brought up some kind of way. I don't know why. They don't fuck with me. They don't listen to me.
No, one person brought you up.
Okay. That's
the host did not bring you up.
Of course not.
No other member in the chat room mentioned your name.
Okay.
But Glenn from Mason did.
Why? I don't understand why. And wait a minute, hold on. First of all, I'm not even the type of dude to get in my feelings when another man called, if he called the show soft, that's a matter of opinion. That's cool. There must be a reason why he feel that way, because maybe because he's one of the individuals that I at one point didn't feel like I wanted him on the show. I mean, and it had nothing to do.
Hey, Wyatt, did you radio jump him?
I radio blocked him. I mean, that's just. I mean, if that's what you want to call it. And here's the thing, bro. Like, I don't have any problems with them guys, man. I really don't. But I seen a little manipulation, and I seen some bullshit going on in the game. You know, I'm used to people being manipulative behind my back and saying things to other people that are cool with me, and then coming in and try to make, you know, turn your people against you. I'm kind of used to that type of shit, man. So I seen it. You know, I would hear dialect on the air of, oh, we brothers and we got a lot in common. But then I would read screen messages up there, you know, kind of like going in a different direction. And see, I ain't really built like that, man. They don't understand. This is not what I do for a living. This is what I do with my heart. You understand what I'm saying? I do this to pass off information that I feel is legitimate for people to really take in and heed. And them guys been doing that fake fraud shit for years. That's how they make their living, and that's what they be doing. I mean, I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying, like, they entertain by entertaining. I'm not that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, triggering people.
I understand 100%.
Yeah, triggering people and all. Yeah, I mean, you know, triggering people and all that type of shit. I'm not really into that. You ain't never seen me do that. I mean, I could have easily kept the dude on the radio, you know, kept it on there and had dialect. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Let me just say this to you, bro. How I know for a fact that them cats know that I exist is the simple fact that he would even bring my name up or mention the show on that show. That show has never mentioned us, and they clearly know we here. They know we here. And the radio stations know we here. Okay, but that's not my purpose. I'm not here for that. If I rebuttal or say something different than what they talking about, it's nothing personal. It's just I don't agree with their approach. I don't agree with the shit they've been saying for 40 years. That's all I'm saying.
But see, this is what I think in the context of this call and what was written in the chat room this morning, mentioning you by name. I still think because of the person who did it, Glenn from Mason, I think he's listening to the Black Not Democrat podcast, specifically the episode with me and you, Wyatt-Live, discussing black on black crime. Now, again, I can look at my analytics. I can tell when new people are listening to an episode that's been posted for, what, we did that last month, I think.
Right.
So, again, this man, Glenn from Mason, I know you're not into this thing, but you are a guest that has appeared on the Black Not Democrat podcast multiple times because of what you do for a living.
Okay.
Like I said, that episode that I think Glenn from Mason looked at was about black on black crime. And the reason I brought you on is because of what you do for a living. Mm-hmm. So with that being said.
So now let me ask you this. Hold your point. So knowing what I do for a living kind of gives me more of an insight of all that shit that they talk about, right? I mean, like the points of what people are talking about when it comes to the criminal justice system. I've been in it for 17, 18 years. They've been reading and talking about it and reading quotes for 17 and 18 years. I've been actually activated, sitting in courtrooms. I've been executing. I'm an officer of the court. So you don't think that my points of view would have a little bit more merit, or is it just that I just been able to survive 18 years just accidentally doing the shit I do, and I don't have any type of idea of what's going on down there for real?
Well, that's because your comments related to your profession, which is a huge issue in the Democrat Party, and the fact that some of your comments are counter to the rhetoric that's out there by the Democrats and people who support the Democrats, like Glenn from Mason, which I call him the overseer or the Negro whisperer, when some bullshit that the Democrat Party does needs to be explained by another black person. Now, before I go.
Well, like that's the reason why they don't rock with me right there, is because.
No, but I rock with you.
Well,
and by
understand.
me rocking with you, that tells me when I have you as a guest on my podcast to discuss specific issues that you have firsthand knowledge of, gives my podcast credibility as far as people who listen to it or people who tune back in and listen to past episodes. So what I want to play for you is a semi-challenge that I put out to Glenn from Mason, the host of the Politically Petty podcast. I put it out to him on Twitter. Now, I'm going to play it real quick.
Go ahead.
And then after it plays, it's only like 40 seconds. After it plays, I'm going to make an offer to you to appear on my show, and I'll explain the context. Okay, here we go.
Cool.
Oh, nope, can't do it. My bad. I don't have it available. I would have to do something. I thought I had it ready, but I don't have it.
That's okay. Can you tell us?
I'm sorry for that. I should have had it prepared. But what I want to propose to you is for you to come on and discuss a previous episode that appeared on the Politically Petty podcast talking about the Biden administration and how Democrats, black, white, should stick with Biden. And he titled it Riding with Biden. So what I want to do is go back, review that episode with you, and me and you can break that episode down. And hopefully, Glenn from Mason will listen to that episode.
Okay. I mean,
and
yeah,
see how he responds to that.
We're basically
Mr. Wyatt-Live, everybody knows where you are. Everybody knows what you do. But again, this is podcasting. This is live video shows. Everybody has the ability to have their own show. So I appreciate your show.
Yeah, well hold on, Drop. Don't
I
sign
wish I had
out.
that clip, but that's no big deal.
That's okay. Don't sign out. I got
I'm putting
people.
that offer out there to you. You don't have to say yes or no now, but I want you to think about it.
Hold on.
Because we're going to chop up and we're going to dissect the views of Democrats now. Fast forward where the Democrat Party is a mess.
So Drop, let me ask you this, man, because I got people here like
think about it.
Hold on.
Because we're going to chop up.
Can you hear me?
And we're going to dissect the views of Democrats now.
Hold on,
Fast forward where the Democrat Party is a mess.
I think his stuff
Drop,
is.
let me ask you this, man, because I got people here like.
Think about it. Because we're going to chop up.
Can you hear me?
And we're going to dissect the views of Democrats.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if Drop will call me back, maybe. I don't know. Here's the thing, man. I don't really let that type of stuff bother me. This platform is not going to be for everybody, man. We know that. You know, I have no problems with people who think different than me. I just been watching and listening to talk radio. I shouldn't say watching talk radio, but podcasts now are coming up, and you watch podcasts. I don't just listen to them. But I'm not really concerned with being called soft. See, I consider the source sometimes, all the time. You know, you talking about, I think that's Drop calling me back. Hey, Drop, is that you, man?
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was my bad.
Okay, no
I messed
problem.
it up on my end. I couldn't hear you. So I just wanted to call back to let you know that was my bad.
Hold on. Hey, you
mess
gonna have
up
to
your
cut
show.
something down in the back. I can hear myself behind
Hey,
you.
Drop it.
All right, what about now?
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, yeah, that was my fault. I'm sorry if I messed up your show.
No, you didn't mess up the
I
show. I
apologize.
mean, I appreciate you telling me something, because, you know, I didn't listen to radio today or podcasts or anything. And every once in a while I drop into certain ones and drop into other ones. Like today, I happened to get an opportunity to listen. You might be interested in this, but I was channel surfing on a commercial. I was driving from the office to another destination, and it was right around 3 o'clock. And that's when Al Sharpton comes on the local radio show. I don't really listen to Al Sharpton anymore. If you heard him one time, you've heard him about, I mean, you know, he says the same thing over and over and over again. He gets by that, but that's cool. But here's the thing. I happened to hear him start, and he sunk me in. For the very first time, I actually listened to Al Sharpton for probably 3 minutes and 20 seconds of my life. And he said something that was amazing, and he sunk me in. He said, if Joe Biden don't get it together, we are going to leave him. Now, check this out. Followed that comment with, we are the reason why, being black folks. We are the reason why you are in the office. And the first thing you did was something for somebody else and ain't do nothing for us. Now, that's Al Sharpton saying that shit today. And if y'all think I'm lying, all you got to do is watch or listen to the rerun of 12:30 The Buzz today, I think it was today. I'm pretty sure it was today. If it wasn't today, it was yesterday, but I think it was today because I didn't listen to the radio. But now you have these black leaders, including Maxine Waters, who went off on that border situation. Drop, did you see the psych game that I didn't put on these woke Negroes, bro? Did you see what I put on them by
Mr.
putting them?
Wyatt,
Did you see
know
it?
I follow you, sir.
Did you see
Yes,
what I
sir.
did to them to make them say something about the border that they would have ignored for the last 7 or 8 years? See, it didn't
When the
matter.
whole Haitian,
Yeah.
when the Haitian thing hit.
Absolutely, bro. Now all of a sudden it means something. And now I
Right.
got more flow for them. Because what they don't know is these are people that are going to replace they ass. Sooner or later, you're going to have Haitians, Afghanistans, and Mexicans talking the same shit that fake woke black people are talking. And ain't nobody, they already ain't listening to these fake woke black folks. So what's going to happen is when the Afghanistans and Mexicans and all the other cans get their ass in here, black folks ain't gonna matter. So if you don't have your shit together, black folks, by the time they get established and start walking into certain offices and wanting subsidies and shit, and they start thinking about, y'all bombed my people, y'all did this to my people. See what I'm saying? When they start talking that shit, it's gonna dilute what's already diluted in your today's argument. I promise you.
Mr. Wyatt, you are 100, and that's why I don't know if you heard that offer I made with the technical difficulties, but I want to bring you on. We'll have to set some up later, and we're going to go back and review some of these podcasts that were put out back in like you said, before the Haitian thing hit, back in June, July, and they're explaining what they think the Democrats are going to do when you all along, you and other people, were trying to tell them that this was the beginning of the end of the Democrat Party. So before I go real quick, I got this video queued up. And like I said, it's 30 seconds. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Tells them that this was the beginning of the end of the Democrat Party. So before I go real quick, I got this video queued up. Like I said, it's 30 seconds. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Drop, I don't think it's working, bro. Yeah, hey, Drop, it's not working, bro.
So why did you?
No, we couldn't hear it at all. I could only hear what you and I was talking about.
Okay.
So why don't you give us, see, I have a couple people on the screen that want to know. I mean, like Trout said, he said something. Let me see that. He said, read us the Cliff Notes, bro. I guess that was of what was going on in the, you know, what's the comment or whatever. Is it one of them guys? I don't see, I'm a little lost. I don't know if it's an article. I don't know. What is it that I'm supposed to be hearing, and what am I supposed to be commenting on?
No, it was a video that I made.
Okay.
That I sent out to Glenn from Mason, the host of the Politically Petty podcast.
I've never seen that podcast, by the way.
Well, if you take up my offer, we're going to go back and review one of his episodes and compare it to what's happening now. Because as of late, he has not been defending the other black Democrats. Because you just mentioned how Al Sharpton is starting to send out the call to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Y'all better get y'all stuff together because you're starting to lose black folks.
Didn't Maxine Waters say the same thing about this administration and the Haitians? And I can't believe they in charge of letting this thing happen. Didn't they just say something as well? And a few other black leaders are starting to come out and say some things as well.
Right.
The honeymoon is over, bro. The honeymoon is over. The marriage they did their thing. The honeymoon is over. Now you're seeing how incompetent this man is. Just look at the Afghanistan invasion. I mean, how they executed that plan of Afghanistan. This man is, and he lies. So everybody then called, I don't really rock with any president, to be honest with you. The only one I've ever, the only one I've ever bragged about and was upfront and honest and bragged about was Obama. And that was only because I made history, and I took my, at that time, 10-year-old daughter in the voting booth with me. And it was a moment. It was a moment because I remember my grandmother telling me back in the day how important voting was because we didn't have the opportunity. My great grandmother didn't have the opportunity to vote. So she installed in me how important it was to make these moves. And I once again brought my daughter in at 10 years old and enforced in her how important voting was. This is what we have to do as a black culture. We have to let people know. When I don't make my daughter's mind up of who she should vote for, but I let her know the importance of voting, and whatever your beliefs are, that's what you go in and vote for. You don't vote for somebody or not vote for somebody because everybody's talking about he's a liar and they don't like him. So when is everybody going to admit that this Joe Biden guy is a liar? He's lied about everything that he's done that he's been a part of so far. And his own generals came up and have said, we told him that we wanted 2,500 soldiers in Afghanistan. I mean, basic.
Guess what, Wyatt?
What's up?
He's only 9 months into his presidency. So with this legislation that's pending, all they have to do is pass one of these bills, just one. And the whole media narrative will change, Wyatt. I guarantee you, because they will spin it. They'll have the signing ceremonies. They'll hype it up. And then right after that, one of the willing accomplices in the mainstream media will have a poll saying that Joe Biden and the Democrats done turned the corner. Are we ready now?
Okay.
So I'm just saying.
No, I get it. I understand.
It ain't quite over yet.
It's strategy. I get it. And things are being put in place. I get it. But you know what? Here's the thing, man. This is almost like you dating a woman who you keep taking her out and you thinking you're going to get lucky. And every time you take her out, you take her to somewhere more fancy. And then eventually you start saying, is this really going to happen? And you start leveling down on your places you take her. You're not spending as much money anymore. And I think people are starting to watch their wallets a little bit, because what a lot of black middle class people don't know is this is going to be detrimental to their income. Joe Biden's not doing black folks any favor at all. And the reason why I say that is because there's a bunch of spending going on that it's just, I don't think that people understand how inflation is going to do poor people in. You can tax rich people all you want, but it's a trickle down effect. Most rich people control the economy of business, like businesses. How many employees.
They'll pass whatever tax increase it is.
Absolutely.
They'll pass it on to the consumer, which will cause inflation. This is this has always been the case.
Absolutely.
But when you're a Democrat, that's why he's in such a hurry, Wyatt, to get this done before campaigning for the midterm start. Okay. And that's why I told you they got a ace in the hole, which is the 1.9 trillion real infrastructure that they have bipartisan.
Can I ask you a question?
Agreement on.
Can I ask you a question about this infrastructure? What I'm understanding is this infrastructure bill, of all that money, majority of it isn't even going towards infrastructure.
Well, it's two different bills, Wyatt. Okay, this is the strategy. This is the strategy. This is why Nancy Pelosi did not send the human infrastructure back in August. They could have sent it to the president to sign. But the progressive wing of the Democrats said, we're not signing that one until we get the bigger package.
Right, I understand.
What they're saying is the only reason that the 3.5 is not bipartisan like the 1.9 is because of those evil Republican Trump supporters.
Right, I
get it. So what they're trying to do is pin the big increase, which is going to cause inflation. Like you said, they want to pin it on the Republicans as well. They don't want to be the only party to take the blame like the Democrats did in 2010 with the Affordable Care Act. Not one Republican voted for it. And the 2017 Donald Trump Tax Act, which not one Democrat voted for. So if you know the politics, bro, I'm telling you, I see what their strategy is. When it gets this bad, all they got to do is hope that the Republicans will still be on board with the 1.9 because they know they got the votes for that.
Yeah,
but the whole deal, they want both of them to go together, and they want the Republicans to be on board. So when shit goes sideways, like you said, with the economy,
it's coming.
They'll be able to point fingers to the Republicans.
It's coming, bro. Let me just ask the people this question. What the fuck y'all gonna do when gas on the East Coast and Midwest is $4 a gallon? What we gonna do?
It's already that out here. Why?
I already know. You in the West Coast.
Car,
you in the West Coast.
I drive a BMW. Only put premium in it, and $4.65 per gallon.
You'll be at 5.25 by the first of the year.
2 weeks ago, it was as high as $4.95.
Yeah, see, what we gonna do now, I want to talk to most of the people that listen to the show are from the Midwest or in the East Coast somewhere. What are we going to do when gas gets $4 a gallon? See what I'm saying?
You're gonna wait till the next election. That's it. Why? Ain't nothing you can do.
Oh, there's Black Russia. He just popped in on you. He said, "What's up?"
Well, let me, because I think I got this audio queued up right.
Let's give it another shot.
Just let me play this.
And I'm glad
quick.
Black Russia here. He's him and a few others are generally people that make a little bit of noise places. I'm glad to see those brothers are here.
Right. So after I play this, I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna let you finish the show because I know it's gonna be a short show because I want to hear comments from Black Russia, Fame Rothstein, Omar, whoever else in the chat room who listened to the call or read what Glenn from Mason played. So this is my last attempt.
Well, first of all, this is what I want to know before you play it, bro. I really, and I know you're on some time. I got a flight I got to catch and all that good shit.
Right.
But I just need to know where we're soft. I need to know why the show came up in somebody's name and said we're soft. At what point?
Because, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. At what point or what discussion or where do you see soft over here? That's all I want to know because it ain't nothing soft about what we doing over here. I mean, I'm just being honest.
I'll try to put it in.
I'm not no comic book reading ass little dude, marble playing ass little dude. I'm from 1335 John Street. Now, if you can show me some soft.
You better recognize.
I mean, you know, we played football in the street. That's, you know what I mean? Tackle. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm soft. And maybe because I don't talk politics, I don't know. Maybe I'm soft in the politic game. I don't know, bro.
Okay, but I still say why. The reason he made that comment and mentioned your name was because he had to have listened to the Black Not Democrat podcast with Wyatt-Live, Black on Black Crime. Okay?
Well, listen, man. Listen, let me just say this, and I'm not going to keep, I don't want to harp on it. It's been said. There's a reason why people generally don't say your name or don't bring you up. And then there's a reason why people do bring you up. I know that sounds obvious, right? It sounds obvious.
You get it.
I get it. But, I was never mentioned when I was saying real good shit and was right and it became true. And I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be mentioned when I say things that, that are dangling out there to be true soon. I mean, it's coming to pass. It's going to happen. I don't get a kick out of sitting here telling people shit and it disturbs them. Like, I don't want gas to be $4 a gallon. Let me say this to you, Drop, before we go.
Yeah.
Just today on the news, local news in the city of Cincinnati, the state of Ohio, the beginning of January 1, which is in 3 months, January the 1st, 2022, our minimum wage is going to go up in the state of Ohio to like $9.10 or $9.30 an hour versus $8 whatever it was. Okay. And that's for hourly workers. I want to pose the question here in Cincinnati. How many people do you know actually make minimum wage? You see what I'm saying? They've been hollering about this $15 an hour shit. Black folks better stop talking about that because even y'all don't even know nobody that make $9.10 or $8.46 an hour. Y'all don't even know nobody like that. That's for children to make. But if you want shit to be $15 an hour and Jesus and Mexicans are coming up here, we're going to be spending $7 for a cheeseburger at Burger King and McDonald's. And it's going to be the Mexicans that's going to have them jobs. So stop it.
Now, Wyatt, again, I hear when you say you're not a political show, you don't talk politics, but I hate to break it to you, sir. Everything is political.
I understand that.
The $15 an hour, as well as the legalization of marijuana, was all for the purpose to get young people to the polls.
Well,
because you gotta remember, young people have never been a reliable voting bloc until Barack Obama did what he did.
He showed. That's right.
In 2012.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Now, let me make your point even more, and you can finish it. Because I'll lose this. I'm a little older. Listen, bro. Let me tell you how true that.
Old as me.
Let me tell. Well, we up there. I'm up there. Let me tell you how true that statement is. It's so true that we have a local mayor, Cranley in the city of Cincinnati. He is the mayor of Cincinnati, and he's running for the governor. He's running for governor, right? He gets on black radio, and his first announcement of running, he's making this announcement that he's officially running for the governor of Ohio, and he's on black radio, and you know what his announcement was? I'm running for governor of Ohio, and Negroes, I'm gonna make weed legal. So what you just said fits right in the narrative of what they do. They pimp us on the ignorant shit. And that's true, bro.
That's politics, Wyatt. That's why they pay these consultants all this freaking money to manipulate.
Man, they pimping us on this old whiskey wine, putting the fucking cigarette ads in the black community shit. That's what they doing, bro. That's what they doing.
Remember when they tried to get people to do the vaccine a few months ago? They did what? Lottos?
They still doing that shit. They just put a new one out.
Full giveaway.
Bro, they just put a new one out. They about to start giving away, listen, bro, fuck all that. I don't want to win no lottery, Biden. I want my free college you told me about back in November. I want what you was running on. I don't want to have to go get a vaccine to get my college. No, I mean, I'm just being honest, bro. I don't want to have to go get a vaccine for my little girl to go to the University of Ohio, to go to Ohio State University. Fuck that. Why should I have to put my name in a lotto drawing, get a shot first, put my name in a lotto drawing, and then win the free college or the scholarship that you've been talking about? I ain't heard nothing about it, bro. I don't want to go to trade school. I don't want to go to a school that's going to teach me how to fix windows and shit. And not that I have a problem with it, but don't run on free college and not say shit about it. Where Cube at? Didn't you hear all that talk that they was running on Cube? Remember when they was making Cube sound like a coon for going to talk to Trump?
Yep.
What about all that?
Look at him now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And I was the only one out here kicking shit the right way. Everybody else want to play. They all want to play that game drop of get along shit. As long as I say the right shit, I'll keep my listeners. I'll keep these people talking to me.
Wyatt-Live has that mama's cooking. You don't get along.
Hey, bro, I don't have to, bro. I don't have no ads. I don't have to.
Right.
I don't have to do it. So, and listen, I'm not trying to fuck nobody's money up, drop. I'm really not. But what's more important, my people as a whole, or one or two motherfuckers trying to get paid off my people? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Who, and then you use that same, listen, man, I'm going to use Al Sharpton and all the rest of them dudes. They talk all of that black shit, but all of them live white. All of them live in nice houses.
So Wyatt, are you calling Al Sharpton a race hustler or a poverty pimp?
Bruh, that's box. That's a box A, B. You forgot box C and
all
D.
Of the above?
Yeah, you forgot C and D. Yeah, I'm not trying to be funny, drop. I'm just saying, bro.
But you are funny to me, Mr. Wyatt. So if I'm laughing, I know it's other people laughing.
Well, maybe not on this show. Maybe not on this show because we losing folks. Maybe they don't like the fact that how I feel about certain situations, and that's fine, man. But you got to understand, bro. I live in a market that's been listening to the same shit for 40 years, bro. I'm in a market where if I was in Atlanta, if I was doing this in Atlanta, no offense to my homies and my sandboxes, but let me just be honest. If I was doing this if I was saying this stuff to people, you know, in a different market, it'd be facts. It'd be right on. You know, drop. I'm talking to people that didn't have black police chiefs and black mayors, and these Negroes still ain't happy with the leaders. They not happy with the system, but you've had black leadership in those systems. So at what point do we say it's not necessarily a black and white thing? It's the people that's running those systems that's making these problems happen. At a certain point,
yes.
At a certain point, you got to keep the shit 100. You got to keep it real. We had a black mayor.
To your question,
go ahead,
Wyatt. The only reason what you just said is never going to change is because to date, 80 to 90% of all black African-American people of color vote for the Democrat Party. The lone voices who are not Democrats but happen to be black, if they speak out publicly, whether they categorize it as politics or not, they will be going against the Democrat Party. So until that number of 80 to 90% drops down to 75 to 80%, then other parties, other politicians, other ideologies will have a chance with this younger generation of black people that are coming up. because it's always the young folks that are the future, right, Mr. Wyatt?
I think so, but I see another future coming in America right now, and they're called Mexicans. I see I see 2 million. I see 2 million voters right now that are unregistered and will be voting soon for policies that are gonna go towards people it's gonna benefit them more than anybody. That's all I can say. And the Negroes, the brothers and sisters that are getting the money, going to school and doing what we need to do, we're not really falling in that same category of voting the same way anymore. So those minorities have to be replaced. And that's why you got you got the Macy's parade door down at the border right now. It's a spinning door and everybody's able to come in because the voters that are not voting that way anymore have to be replaced.
Well, Wyatt, I hate to tell you, but there is another caravan forming.
I already know.
Panama up through Costa Rica, that the latest estimate is about 50,000.
I know.
Haitians, I think they said Haitians make up half of that group.
But they're
coming because they saw what happened at
Bro, them motherfuckers riding on inner tubes.
Like you said, the administration said, oh, the border closed, we send them back.
Bro.
But the numbers show that of that 15,000 that was under that bridge last week, 12,000 are still in America.
Bro,
So,
let me be honest with you, bro. They getting here any way they can. They riding inner tubes, bicycles, all type of shit to get over here to get to that border, bro. They on skateboards, they on rafts, they on inner tubes out in the water. They doing whatever they can to get to this great country of the United States of America that we bitch and complain about every day.
Okay, now Wyatt, I'm gonna play you this clip.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
I think this was something I posted on Twitter. That was to Glenn from Mason. Glenn from Mason on Twitter. And it was to try to provoke him to do another podcast in response to my podcast, because we kind of have that little rivalry going on the other show. So this was what I sent out. Now I plan on using this as part of my intro if you agree to appear on my show to discuss other podcasts and other pundits who tried to predict what the Biden administration was going to be like. But right now we have the evidence of what it really is. So here we go again.
Okay.
I better not mess this up. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit it. Everybody wants to know, since your lame ass podcast ain't played nothing lately. But guess what?
Anything is possible. You're one of them.
Always, man. Even low abuse. I ain't gonna put up with this bullshit.
Yeah.
That's right, Glenn from Mason. You know you want this smoke. Get at me, dog. Okay, that's it. You heard it, Wyatt. What you think?
I could, you know what, Drop? I could barely hear it, man. We just have a bad
right.
connection, bro. Why don't you send it to me?
It's all good. Don't worry.
Yes.
Don't worry.
Send it to me, bro.
When you get back from your trip,
I'm going home.
We're gonna come up with something.
I'm going home, bro. I'm going home. I'm telling you this right now, bro. I'm gonna say this right now. I didn't got enough response from the Wyatt-Live crew and listeners, bro. I'm starting to see the feedback like they love this combination, bro. So I think we need to do something anyway. And it ain't even got to be about them dudes. I don't care nothing about what them dudes doing, bro, to be honest with you. Or it could be.
See, Wyatt, perception is not always reality, sir.
I got you.
Okay. Now, before I go, I got one thing to say, because a lot of people ask me this question. And when they ask the question, I just respond like this.
You're gonna put y'all back in cave.
Well,
but again,
that came through pretty clear.
Yeah, but again, that's my technical difficulty, because I'm telling you, Wyatt, I turned on the thing and I saw your show. I said, I got to get on. I got to tell him what happened this morning.
You sure you're not just trying to trigger me, bro?
To do all this stuff?
You sure you're not trying to trigger me in the... I mean, I'm just trying to see, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I felt like I would stay in my lane and just talk about what I talk about. But I hear things that are just a little misleading sometimes. And what it does is it keeps us in mental chains. It keeps us in a mental chain. And when you
you have the courage.
Wyatt,
you Fame Rothstein, Black Russia, Omar, myself, we are black people who speak out against the Democrat Party, not necessarily endorsing any other party, but just to let people know, do not put all your faith in the Democrat Party because they will let you down. Now, before I go, I got one thing to say.
What kind of colored man are you?
And the kind of colored man that don't like lazy, shiftless Negroes.
And on that, I'm out, Mr. Wyatt.
All right,
Peace out, brother. Have a good,
cool,
safe weekend,
man.
and all the people who listen to Wyatt-Live.
Thank you, Drop. We appreciate you. That was Drop. I think Drop was trying to trigger me. I think Drop was trying to do something. I'm going to have to think about it. I want to explain something to you guys. I'm not a hater. I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but when I see bullshit or when I hear bullshit, I call it. That's it. Y'all know I'm not the #1 podcast or radio dude in the city of Cincinnati. I'm not that. I'm not even trying to be. Only thing I take serious is what I say. You don't see billboards. You don't see me advertising. You don't see a lot of shit like that. We have a family conversation when we come on here. Every once in a while, I may have a rebuttal of a topic that someone else may bring. I openly admitted that I get my energy off of talk radio. I've been a talk radio fan, if you want to call it that, for many years. Shit, I travel a lot. I love to listen to stuff. I don't really listen to the music that much, so I listen to talk radio when I'm on the road. And in my travels, I hear things. But let me express something to you. In my travels and me listening to Cincinnati radio, it sometimes don't even match up to where I'm at and where I'm at, where I'm going. And I'm trying to tell some people, like, you are in mental chains, in some of the conversations. That's all I'm saying. Some of the programs and all these things that you're talking about could easily be avoided. It's just you don't have the proper leadership to take it away. It don't take protesters in the street. It take other ways of getting shit done. That's all I'm saying to you. I know protesting was a 1960s plus movement. I understand that shit. But that was a whole different fight. And I know some people gonna think I'm wrong for saying that. That's fine. That's just a matter of my opinion. But how has that shit been working out? How has that been working out? Let's go back. Let's rehash it. Over the summer of 2020, you had all this chaos, these what we call protests / riots. What did you get out of it? What did you get out of it as an individual for your energy and how you felt about what was going on? What did you receive out of it? What gratification did you get out of it? What do you get out of having conversations about white cops shooting black kids? Do you have those same conversations at the dinner table about black kids shooting black kids? Do you have that same conversation or not? Because it's a hell of a lot of that going on more than it is cops shooting innocent people. It's a whole lot more innocent people dying out here by the hands of citizens that look like them. But that don't get attention. And I get it. The easy way to make it make sense for people that want to talk about that shit all the time is, well, that's a sense of authority. That's a person that has immunity to being in charge. So they just do what they want to do. Come on, man. You trying to tell me police officers haven't been charged? You trying to tell me there's not a row of police officers in federal custody for doing things out here on the streets? You trying to tell me that there are no police officers sitting in jail for shooting and killing black innocent people, white innocent people? You trying to tell me there are no police officers sitting in jail and the only reason why they go to jail is because fucking Crump comes in and says something about it? There are police officers that are doing major time for shit they did, but you just don't hear about it because it don't fit the narrative. It can't push the idea and the false truths about what's going on. You can't tell me that there aren't police officers. There's FBI agents that are under investigation and been indicted and waiting trial. There's FBI agents that are sitting in federal joints right now for taking bribes and things. There are police officers. There are judges. What do you think that federal penitentiary, the federal correctional institution, is full of people that's on the corner and just robbing banks, or corner pushers or bank robbers? Anything that has something to do with federal, if you commit a crime to a federal institution, you think that's all the people that's in there? No. Where is our female city council member right now? She's sitting in a federal penitentiary. She just so happens to be black, but there's a whole lot of white ones sitting in there too. You just don't hear about it. Nobody pushes that shit in your direction for you to pay attention to. You know how I know that to be true? If twice as many white folks are killed by the police, why don't you ever hear about their crime? You never hear about the police killing white folks, right? Why is that? You would think it never happens. You would think it only happens to us. Now, if you're silly enough to sit here and believe that I'm sitting here taking up for cops and saying they don't kill people, that's not what I'm saying. You're missing the whole point. My point is, where is your focus? Is the focus on what the police are doing as a whole, or is your focus only on what they doing to black folks? Because if you only paying one side of the coin attention, it's two coins. If every time you flip a coin, it land on the black side, that's the only thing you ever gonna know. If you're not checking out the other side of the coin, then you can't really say this shit is balanced or unbalanced. Because if you look at the numbers show. Last year, I'm going to be a little fainted in my memory here, 487 white people were killed by the police. And it was like 225 or something like that blacks. It was double. But we don't talk about that. We will find something to fit in there. Here's my thing. I want to challenge somebody that's locally dealing with this type of stuff. Let's go to Cincinnati. They have these places where, what is that service that they have where Miss Rowley runs it? Get the stats. They have so many complaints against the police that they needed more people to work for them, right? Is it only black people making complaints? Hell no. It's white folks too, probably some Asians and every other race of people and different gender people who are in the city of Cincinnati. Everybody's probably making complaints, right? So that means the police must mess with everybody. You don't know that. Number one, you're not even privileged to even get the information of the complaints. If they got 175 complaints sitting there, you don't know how many of them are black and how many of them are white or Asian or any of that. You don't know. You don't know. But people have manipulated us so much that we focus everything negative that happens to us on race and on somebody else. But one thing we don't, the same people that do that shit are the same people that when you say something about a black person killing a black person, they lose their mind. Like, what you talking about? White people kill white people. Y'all don't say nothing about that. What you talking about? You individualizing everything but the one problem that we have amongst each other. Everything else is fair to keep us in a bucket, keep us divided from everything else, except the punishment we apply on each other. Then the conversation becomes, well, now you're self-hating. You're degrading us. You don't say that about 85% of white people killing. When was the last time you seen a group of white folks come in a black neighborhood and just start shooting? When was the last time you think a white dude broke in a brother's house in a black community or a family's house in a black community? When was the last time you heard of that? I'm not saying it don't happen, but when was the last time you seen a white boy break in a nigga house and went and tears? You ever heard of that? I seen a brother up there from Chicago talking all that shit and got he got drugged from Kraft all the way up to Winnesty. Drug his ass. I know ain't no white folks going in and went and tears robbing nobody. Stop it. But we don't have them type of conversations. We don't have them type of conversations. It's too easy to blame somebody else and make them the problem of what we got going on. It's easy. This is the most difficult conversation you'll ever have. All the other shit is easy to talk about. Oh, because in 1962, when they signed that one deal, that took all the equity out of the black communities and it did this and it did that. Well, guess what? I got a name for people that keep bringing up the past. And if the past was killing us all, we wouldn't have vibrant, growing black folks in our community. We wouldn't have it. Black folks have more now than ever before. So this is my new name for people that want to constantly bring up what happened then and how it equates to now. Because the people that I know, their kids are in school, they're going to be productive individuals, and it don't matter what Joe Dieters is fucking talking about. That's the prosecutor. It don't matter what the judges are doing to people down there because these kids are not even in those realms. They're not even in that direction. So what I'm calling these people are grave diggers. They bring up old graves and shit and want to talk about grave sites. Yeah, you can get mad. You can cancel me. You can say whatever you want to say. That's fine. Listen, man, I don't do this for a living, bro. I don't do this for a living, but I do this because I have a passion for at least the truth that I have within me. Nobody can tell me. I have had clients come in my office that I felt sorry for because they didn't know any better. I understand this is a pattern, and it's a raised and it's a taught pattern to, I would say, a high 80 percentile. It's a sad situation. But how does the people that know better reach out to the people that need to really know? How do we fix the problem instead of talking about the problems we have every day? How do we fix it? I tell you this, I say this, and I say it sincerely. You can drop, and I've said this before, you can drop $1 million in the lap of the entire, what reparations. You can drop us $1 million a piece. Somebody tell me how soon it's going to be before everybody broke again. Not everybody, but if the same ones that act up when they get money now going to act up when that don't have money, they're going to act up when they get money. It's just going to be a mess. But reparations would go to waste right now. It would go to waste. You have to teach people how to properly manage things before you give them things. We've seen it over and over again. You give a 22-year-old kid a $3 million lottery ticket, chances are he's going to do bad with it, pending on how he was raised, pending his priorities in life. And y'all know that to be true. And I'm going to have these real conversations, whether I have 10 people, 50 people, 100 people, 3 people watching. This is not for the views. This is to have a conversation. If people want to come in, that's fine. I don't get XYZ amount of money because I got more people talking today than I do the other next day. This ain't that. This is not that. This is me giving a different perspective. I can guarantee you right now, if you take my approach in certain things, instead of sitting around grave digging and bitching and complaining and just go around the complaining and go around these issues and work it out the way most have, you'll have a better day. You'll have a better day. And then when you have a better day, it turns into a better week. A better week turns into a better month. A better month turns into a better year. And before you know it, you got a better life. Listen, man, I don't know how to say this, but we all know that it's all about decisions that we make, right? Well, I could have made a whole lot of bad decisions. I ain't saying I made the best decisions in the world. Heaven knows. My grandmother know. She know more now that she's in heaven than she ever knew about when she was down here on earth. And I could just tell you this. I could have made some very, very serious bad decisions in my life. I chose not to. Me making those chose not to decisions in my life allowed me to be in a position to be able to capitalize if opportunity came my way. Opportunity was never guaranteed, but you got to put yourself in a position to get that opportunity. But you can easily eliminate yourself from any opportunity by making bad decisions. And I'm telling you now that our bad decision making starts early. So it's important for us to be able to talk to our youth, talk to our kids, talk to our people at an early age. I see more brothers with video cameras in the hood recording everybody fighting, women out there ripping each other clothes off, getting hit with baseball bats, and they think the shit is funny. Oh, it's going down. It's oh shit. The shit looks horrible to me. Please, hey guys, please do me a favor. In the Wyatt-Live family messaging group, please don't send that shit to us. I mean, I know a few people have, and I'm not ragging on you, but it's not interesting. It's never gonna get talked about, and it's sad. And here's the thing: one of my sisters, I ain't gonna mention no name, she know who she is. She might have thought I got mad when I seen that last one, and I didn't even watch the whole thing. So I sent my sister a note like, yo, I don't even fuck videos like that. I don't rock with videos like that with two sisters fighting in the street. She was like, did you watch the whole thing? Just watch the whole thing. And at the end of it, I didn't watch it. I just fast forwarded to the end, and the two girls fought, and I guess they was fucking friends. So they gave each other dap. Okay, I get it. I should have probably watched that 6-minute video of them girls fighting in the middle of the street, throwing each other up against the car, pulling weave out, stretching each other's clothes open. Maybe I should have watched it to the end. And then figured the shit out like, okay, they made up at the end. I don't have the energy to watch 30 seconds of a fight video of two females. I see my black beautiful queens bigger and better than that. I'm sorry. I don't have the energy nor the patience or the attention span to watch two black females fighting in the middle of the street. Who gonna win that? Who wins that fight? They both losing. It's not in me to do that. And it's like my daughter. Oh my God, I couldn't even imagine if my daughter was on one of these TikToks or videos fighting another kid her age, and they dragging each other down the street and ripping each other clothes off. You know, as a man who had a daughter, I always look at things a little bit different now. Now, I'm not going to say I'm Mr. Goodbar back in the day. I probably, if they would have had social media, I probably would have been on the front row, popcorn and everything watching the shit. But I'm a grown ass man right now with responsibilities and children, grown children and females. I have to see my females, and I have to see outside of my female daughters, women as being queens or at least princesses. I got to see it that way. I can't watch my sisters fighting. I don't like to see my brothers fighting in the middle of the street. Go get in the ring, bro. Why you think I support the kids of the city of Cincinnati to go fight? You want to fight? Well, go fight with some gloves on. I got a big ass ring up at Real Deal Boxing Gym that you can go in there and Coach Buck and I'm going to teach them how to fight for real. Coach Gary, Coach Buck, Mike Stafford, all those coaches. Coach Doug, Coach Mike, the other Mike. Come on, man. There's too many Cincinnati fighting coaches. Cincinnati is a great fighting town. And y'all want to fight on Vine? Y'all want to fight out on the streets and shit? I'd rather get paid for fighting. Trust me, them checks are sweet. You don't get paid for fighting out on the street. Come on, man. And I'm not, listen, man, I gotta go to this. I'm not trying to be funny, man, but I don't care about a motherfucker calling me soft. Just don't put your hands on me or threaten me. And I'm not trying to open that door. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is there are people that would consider the conversations that I have with my family here, with y'all, with us, to be soft. And I want to know what makes it soft. Because if you really look at it, I'm winning, G. I'm winning. And my approach has won for me. Now, when have I ever gave anybody approach that was separate or different from my playbook? This is a Super Bowl playbook. This got Super Bowl plays in it. When you can bring Super Bowl plays, if you're a franchise, if you're an organization that's been running the same plays and saying the same shit for 20 or 30 years, and you can't make it to the playoffs, you can't make it to the Super Bowl, your plays are fucked up. You the one soft. You ain't got no plays. Your shit is dry. Everybody, you're predictable. Politicians know who to go after. Yeah. Politicians know who to grab and they know what to say because you're soft. We ain't soft over here. See, we don't fall for anything. We question them. See, a soft motherfucker is the ones that get along to go along. Just that's soft. It is absolutely difficult, and I challenge you to go against the grain of people that's been thinking the same way year after year, decade after decade, frame after frame. You go against that grain, you try to make a difference because what you're doing has never worked. And if it was working, you wouldn't still be talking about it. Ask Ice Cube and everybody else who albums you can still play today. Y'all was just playing Fuck the Police in 2020 and it came out in what, 98? And that way, y'all approach is working? Fuck out of here. Get out of here. Somebody explain to me how it's working. The only people it's working for are the people that's getting cash for that chaos shit. The only people that's getting paid. Al Sharpton talk all that black shit. He live white and he get green. And y'all know it. Y'all absolutely know it. Now he flip mode on Biden and his administration. So now what y'all gonna do? Jump on that? Maxine Waters just said something. This administration, this is a shit. You done beat up the Haitians. Wait a minute, hold on. Sister, where were you at when the Mexicans were coming over? What's your stance on the entire border situation? You ain't said border out your mouth till you seen black folks down there. That sounds like an opportunist to me. She took it for a whole new slate. Now, let me tell you how crazy she said. Maxine Waters said, and this is just off my memory. Maxine Waters said she ain't seen nothing. She said that them whooping them guys down at the border, those Haitians, was worse than slavery. Maxine Waters been kicking it with Bill Cosby. Has he been putting some shit in her drink? Somebody spiking Maxine Waters drinks or some shit. Somebody better check them wigs she wearing and see what's going on, because I'm telling you, when you compare what happened at the border to slavery, sister, you are definitely an opportunist. You are saying trigger words. You saying things to make black folks listen to you to seem relevant. That's it. You cannot compare nothing down at that border to no fucking slavery. And I don't know if y'all know this or not. I don't know one country on this planet that has never had slavery. It's a very easy conversation for black folks to have when they want to set the narrative a certain way. Listen, nobody can tell me about this shit. I was part of critical race theory before it was even a conversation. I've had many. I went to CCA. For y'all that don't know, it's Cincinnati Community Academy. It was a private school. It wasn't even a private, it was a charter school ran by, who all remember in Cincinnati, Mr. Kelly's, the club. Well, Mr. Kelly, his family were educators. Believe it or not, I know they had a nightclub, but they opened a school. What was that, in the 80s? I was an attendant. It was an all-black school. We wore uniforms, blue pants, white shirts. And I absolutely loved the school. I hated going at first because I had to wear the uniforms and all my friends was wearing whatever was popular then, and I had to wear, it was the All-Stars, the Converse, the Dr. J's that I always wanted to wear, and the straight leg jeans to school and all that shit. Couldn't do that at CCA. Cincinnati Community Academy. We had blue straight leg pants, ass grabbers, white polo style t-shirts or polo style shirts. And that's what we had to wear. But I'm going to tell you something. every morning, we did the Pledge Allegiance to the flag, and then we sang. Lift every voice and sing. Every morning. I had to recite, and I had to know 5 Martin Luther King speeches. Not just the I Have a Dream speech. I had to know 5 of them to make it through that school. Word for word, verse for verse. I learned there that Africa was not a country, that it's a continent. I learned there more about my people than I ever knew before. Let me tell you what we learned in our critical race theory. We learned more about us as individuals, not systematic problems. So get ready for that. If you really want to know, and if you really want to learn self-esteem topics, learn the heritage of your people, not what other people have done to the heritage of your people. Know you, know your people and where they're from. And that'll build more morale and make you more positive in this world than knowing what somebody did to your people. Fuck that. They didn't teach us that. It all came to us the way we needed to know it. It taught us to be positive and proud of an individual that we were. It taught us not to disrespect the little girl that sit next to us. It taught us that if one of the little boys came to school with his hair nappy, it taught us not to talk bad about that young man. It taught us that. It gave us pride. And then we had this world fair at the school. Now I'm in the 6th grade. If it wasn't a huge impact for my life, how could I be 40 years old right now who said something and still understand how important that school was for me? It played a pivotal part in my life of me knowing who I am. I thank my mother for that. I thank my mother. My mother told me I was not going to be a drunk, an alcoholic, a drug addict, or a drug pusher coming from where we come from. I'm not going to fit in there. You are not going to be that. So I got to show you something. So whenever you hear me or see me talk about it's the parents' responsibility, I'm only speaking from the perspective of my life. Now, I can't say that about everybody. I'm just telling you the shit that worked for me. Isn't it fair to bring a playbook or an experience that I've been through to the table when we had these conversations? Isn't it fair to have that type of conversation for me to bring it up? It's fair. But I'm an understanding man. I understand that everybody doesn't have the same benefits. Everybody don't have the same family support. Everybody don't have that. There were kids at this school that I went to that families worked at Procter & Gamble and was getting paid. Okay. And then there were some of us that were there on, I don't want to say scholarship because I wasn't that smart of a kid. I wasn't there on no academic scholarship, but I'm sure I was there on some type of subsidy. And my mother. And my mother. I give her that. So when you hear me say critical race theory, I don't know if it's going to be the same thing. All I can tell you is this. We did a show some time ago. I'm going to go on and say this. We did a show some time ago about the black principal who took a picture with his white wife on the beach. Remember that show? And he said that the school board and everybody gave him a hard time because it was he's putting it out there, being a chaos agent. He says the only reason why they telling me to take this down is because it's me and my wife on the beach and I'm a black man and she's white. See, that's what happens when chaos agents use the white and black shit. He didn't mention that he put a whole catalog up online and there was some provocative pictures. He didn't mention any of that. He didn't mention that he had already been written up for doing things that the school board didn't agree with, bringing in something that was not approved. Let me ask you something. I don't have a problem with people bringing up critical race theory as long as it's done right. I've taken legal classes where, that critical race theory was part of the pattern of conversation. It was part of the curriculum. It was it. But if it's going to be done right, If it's going to be done right, I have no problem with it. But you do hear the different arguments in it, right? You do hear some people saying, I don't want my son thinking that he's a monster because he's white. I don't want that. I don't want that. Well, maybe that's because the way you've been presented is wrong. Like, you don't know what critical race truly is. 30 years, you don't know what it is. Well, I'm reading the literature. I'm reading it, and it's showing that we have them oppressed right now. And I don't see what I don't understand, and I can't understand it because I don't know the critical race theories that are being proposed to be taught in these schools. I don't know it. I don't see it. It's all different. It's different. But the black man who had the white lady or the white wife, and they went out of town and they took the pictures, he blamed the fact that the school board was trying to get rid of him because he had a white wife. And that's the only reason. He said it in an interview. He said, the only reason why they doing this to me, I can only think it's because me and my wife. Why would they want me to take these pictures down? Well, I don't know. Have you seen the R. Kelly type shit that's going on these days? Have you seen the school teachers that are being caught for having sexual affairs with these students? So why would a principal of all things be irresponsible to put sexually contented type pictures on his Facebook page or social media? Number one, as an educator, you have to distance yourself from certain things. I'm not going to mention any names, but I used to see a sister who's a teacher in the area. I'm not going to say what school district, but I used to see a teacher a couple years ago. I think they probably checked her ass, but I didn't seen her taking videos and pictures that's totally inappropriate, and thong, swimming suits, getting in the hot tub with kids. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't care if them your nephews, cousins. You setting a bad tone for people. And I'm sure that a real superintendent would have an issue with that. She balling out here, going to all the little functions and got on the high heels, being very provocative. I'm sorry. I know y'all gonna use that, oh, this is America. You can do what you want to do. All that old bullshit. But we also know there's a level of responsibility that comes with educators that you don't set certain tones. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know who did it, but I would think that somebody said something about it. At the school level, board level, it probably went to somebody's attention. I'm sure it got to somebody's attention because she doesn't do it anymore. But we got pending cases right now in the United States of America, especially in the Midwest, of 23-year-old teachers having sexual contact with young men, 18, 17 years old. I'm sorry, 17, 16, 15 years old. We got that. It's a current problem. So this teacher, who's a chaos agent, gets on Good Morning America or whatever talk show he can get on and blames white people being racist against him and his mixed family because of his pictures of him and his white wife on the beach, hugged up, kissing. He told everybody, we hired a professional photographer. So you got one picture. It was actually two pictures. I posted one kind of picture. I posted the picture that he said they took us down because of this picture. And it was him and his wife holding hands with jeans on at the beach. And I'm like, oh, no, it's more to this. It's more to this. See, I'm not an easy fool for bullshit. No, nigga, no. It's more to this. So then I get a little deeper and I see one other picture where they all up on each other like this and the tattoo coming out. And she in the interview says, I don't see anything wrong with it. I know they think because my husband's black, a tall black man with tattoos and all that, I don't see anything wrong with it. Well, what about the catalog of pictures? What happened to the catalog? Because the last time I checked, I've never seen somebody hire a professional photographer to take one or two pictures. If I pay you to come take some pictures, I better hit a camera snapping every time I look up. You better you better be giving me direction of what I need to be doing next. Put that leg in the air. Do this, do that, do this, do that. I need 200 pictures if I'm paying you. So what he didn't do is he wasn't specific. And then you have people that actually took the story and ran with the false narrative and let the people who are already brainwashed on the false narrative bullshit run with it and come up with all this old shit, and they didn't even try to correct the issue. Didn't even correct it. Just let it be what it is. And those are the type of people that I call chaos agents, and there's people that cook chaos agents. Cook them. Put them on the stove and let them ceramate. Let the sauce get in the air, and everybody else start sniffing it, and they all want some and start saying the same dumb shit. But nobody came up with the truth. No one said that this man had already been written up for all these other reasons that he had going on at the school. No one said anything about his challenges with critical race theory, which was not approved in that school district. No one said that they didn't, it was already a conversation that said they didn't want him because of a job that he had prior to that job. They really didn't want him in that school district. Whether he's black, white, purple, green, beige, or maroon, you still got to bring those factors up in your conversation. You can't just leave it out there to dangle up on, they didn't play that man because he with that white woman. They absolutely did that because that man is black with a white woman. And what kills me, I'm not going to be popular for saying this. Whew. Oh, why did I open this can of worms? Why is it always brothers that got outside their race, females, who always talk all that race shit? They the main ones. They always speaking for the culture, but you got somebody that ain't even in your culture. Y'all be the main ones. Now, I know some women ain't gonna like that, what I just said. And some of y'all that's guilty of this shit right here, brothers, ain't gonna like what I just said. But this one might not be for you. But it amazes me how this brother who's married to a white lady, which I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem with that. Okay, that's not my issue. My issue is y'all do these moves and then you blame America. And you call, if America is racist the way you say it is, why are you with a racist? Oh, because they all ain't racist. It's just the things they do. That don't make sense. That's asinine stupid to me. Why would the leader of the KKK marry his secretary who's black? That'd never happen. Do you think that the leader of the Nation of Islam, could you imagine if Farrakhan was married to a white lady? Can you imagine that? How that conversation looked with Farrakhan up there at the podium speaking on issues. How would that fit? See, this is a topic. This is why they don't mess with me. This is why your circle in this area don't rock with me. I've never invited them to something that they can say no to, quite frankly. I can just tell in the conversations and the attention, the lack of attention. I get it. I don't care. Listen, I was me before I knew you. I don't need you for me to be successful. That's the only reason why most people rock with you anyway. Is because they need you to be able to do what they do. See, my approach has always been different. That's why I have the freedom to be able to speak the way I want to speak, and I don't care who I piss off. I won't be rude and nasty and destructive. But I don't need any of them to make a living. Can we all say that? Can we all say that? See, that's the difference between being soft and being hard. See, soft motherfuckers got to say certain shit just to stay relevant. Soft motherfuckers got to stay in line with the narratives and the shit that they do. And every once in a while, poke the bear and go against the grain and look silly for a minute when everybody say, oh, you losing it. And then they come back to reality like, well, yeah, I guess, yeah, I wasn't really saying that. And then they have amnesia better than anybody. You do know that. Chaos agents have they have more amnesia than anything in the world. They have more amnesia. They totally forget the shit that they go fight hard for. Soon as it come up being some bullshit. They totally forget all the shit they said yesterday. Today, a new day. I got some different shit to talk about today, to bitch about today. Yeah. Yesterday was yesterday. I ain't got to talk about that now. So what? So what? So what? So what? We was wrong. They won't even say that. They won't say they was wrong. They're just, this is my favorite line. This is the favorite way that they try to make it pass by. This is the favorite one. Listen, this is how it go. They listening to you. Oh, well. Oh, well. That's it. That's the rebuttal. That's the, you lost the argument. Shit came up to be way different than what you was talking about. And you bitched about it for days on top of days. You call people names. And then when the facts come out, you say shit like this. Well, I was just going by what they was saying. All that chaos agent shit you was bringing up and saying, and that's your rebuttal, that's your answer. Well, you know, I was just going by what everybody was talking about, what they said. I was just going by the information. No, you was going by alleged information. You was going off of chaos agent shit. And it gave you something to talk about. And you know, I got somebody real close to me in my family. I'm not gonna say any names because I don't wanna do that. But I got somebody that no matter what happens, they just negative. We all got somebody that's like that. Just straight fucking negative about everything. If you gave that person a winning lottery ticket, if I gave them a scratch off or a 3-pick number and it won, they spent $1 on that ticket and it won them $1 million. They will bitch about the $400,000 in taxes or the $370,000 in taxes that got to come out. So they're getting $670,000 for a $1 investment. And you know what they would say? Woo-wee, yes, I won. And then as soon as they get the check, after taxes and everything, it's $670,000, and here they go bitching about how much money they had to pull out of a dollar investment. These are the same people that will walk, if you just in a room and you say something and they don't clearly hear you, and you say, huh? And they say, what? And you say, huh? And they say, what? And they'll be like, what's wrong? Don't you hate people that's always, their first instinct is to say, well, what's wrong? You ever heard somebody say, what's right? What you doing? I don't know. What you doing? What's right? What's wrong? What's wrong, motherfucker? All these what's wrong people. Negative. Listen. If I call you, and even if it's out of the blue, don't answer the phone and be like, what's going on? What's wrong? That's a negative person. You don't need to be around that person. That person is acid. If you're a positive person and you love life and you're trying to go in the right direction, if you're trying to change anything around your life, if you're trying to be a better person, get away from the what's wrong people. Get away from the people that shit ain't gonna never be right. No matter what the circumstances are, it ain't gonna never be right. Amazing. Amazing. Well, listen, guys, I got a flight to catch. I told you I can only do an hour. I went over, and I don't even know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make the airport because I really got to get out of here. I got my bag and shit right here ready to go, and I'm going to be out of here. And I do appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate everybody giving me their time, giving me their effort, giving me their conversation. Shout out to Drop. He called in. Shout out to everybody that made a message or sent a message. And I appreciate and love everybody that pays attention. I don't say anything negative I'm trying not to say anything negative about people or anybody, but just let people do what they do. But just remember this. Watch people's actions versus their conversation, versus what they say and what they see and what they just compare it. You understand what I'm saying? Just look at the things they say and do. Do they match? Do what they say match what they doing? That's all I ask you to do. You know, I'm going to reach out to Drop and see what he's talking about. I think I'd love to do a show with Drop. It'll be a great thing. Y'all might not watch it. Our family will. But a lot of people ain't gonna mess with it because, you know, they don't want to see the other side of the coin. They don't want to see the other side of the coin. A lot of people are stuck on the one-sided coin. And you know what they say? When you bring loaded dice to the game, you can't lose. And a lot of the people y'all listening to and rocking with and the shit they talking is a loaded dice game. It's a loaded dice game. It's a 3-card Molly that's been played for 30 and 40 years, generations after generations. Eventually, you got to know that you ain't gonna never pick the right fucking thing that the thing is under on the 3-card Molly. Eventually, you got to know that nobody could win the dice game like this all the time. Eventually, you're gonna know that something has to change. And it ain't what you've been trying to change. I always say to people, you always want somebody to change. You always trying to change somebody. Why? Stop trying to change systems and somebody else. All you got to do, brothers and sisters, is change yourself. Stop going with the people that's going in the wrong direction. And the wrong direction sometime could look like the right direction. Try veering off in the other direction sometime. Float on your own sometime and see if you maybe catch some fish. You might be trying to catch fish in a crowded pond of fishermen. That's all I'm saying. Try something new. This is Wyatt. I'll see you guys on Monday as long as God is willing. I got a flight to catch. I'll see you guys. I'll be doing this. Maybe I'll do something from Florida. I might leave on Sunday. If I don't leave Sunday, I'm going to have to broadcast live from the house in Florida, okay? But I'll see you guys. I really got to go. I hope I can make my flight. Pray for me, and I'll pray for you. Peace and love to everybody. This is Wyatt. It's been real. I love you. Nothing but love. All day, all night. Peace.
I see him looking at my woman. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. Yeah, she bad, ain't she? Why would I wanna keep her to myself? I know you mad, ain't you? Cause she only want me and no one else. I tell her put her heels on, so she can show off them legs. But even with her clothes on, she turn head. I see him looking at my woman. Yeah, yeah. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. Bad bitches, put your hand up. Hands up. I need to see you. Truck it for.
Have a great weekend, everybody. My apologies. I didn't wish everybody a weekend, and everybody's praying for me and saying be safe and all of that. How selfish of me of not to tell you to have a great weekend. Peace and love to everybody, man. This is Wyatt. I'm out.
If your nails done and your weave new, devil be raggedy, kind you find in the vanity mags. 100 with everything, know me rocking them shaggedy bags. PDA never shame when I kiss her, step back like, look at that frame on the picture. With your bad ass, kiss her night, no glad ass. Pretty face with a fat ass, in her dress straight from bad ass. Finna see, who she going home with, you finna see, nigga. Ooh, if they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. That girl. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want it. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl. Now, if you're looking at my baby, then there's something wrong with me. If they ain't hating on what we got, I'ma need a new one. If they ain't looking at my baby, then there's something wrong with me. If they ain't hating on what we got, I'ma need a new one. They ain't looking, I don't want it. I can see him look. If they ain't looking, I don't want that girl.